there's four primary ones that you're going to see the most, and it's RAID 0, RAID 1, RAID 5, and RAID 6. And there's some variations on those and combinations of those, like Mike mentioned a RAID 50, which is literally a RAID 5 plus 0, which I'll get into in a second. But the real, in determining which one you want to use, if you're looking at RAID 0, well, let's look at it like this. If you've got two disks that you want to do something with, your only choices are RAID 0 and RAID 1, and your question is, do you want speed or do you want security? Or actually integrity, data integrity is probably the better way to say it. So RAID 0 basically doubles your speed. There's some caveats in that, but you're grabbing one part of a file from one drive at the same time you're grabbing another part of the file from the other drive, so you're grabbing it effectively twice as fast. RAID 1 doubles your data integrity because it's copying the same part of the file to both drives at the same time, meaning if one drive dies, you're good to go. Now, if one drive dies in a RAID 0, you're hosed. You will literally lose half of all the data on your system, and not like 50% of the files, but like 50% of each file, meaning each file is now dead. So there is some concerns around that. If you have more than 3 drives at your disposal, then RAID 5 or RAID 5, or actually if you have 4 drives or more, RAID 50, or excuse me, RAID 66. RAID 5 if you have 3 drives.
You're getting all sorts of tongue-tied here.
RAID 6 if you have 4 drives or more, really 5 drives or more. And the differences there are those actually kind of give you a best of both worlds, where you have the ability to lose a drive or 2 drives with RAID 6, but you still aggregate the performance of all the disks that you have. So when we get into our larger systems, really anything over 4 or 5 drives is going to be a RAID 5. Anything larger than 16 bay is going to be a RAID 6 in most cases, or a RAID 50, which is kind of another selective way to do double data integrity. Yeah, so there's a lot of ways to do it, but those are the primary ones that we see most often. Yeah, you're almost like for most consumer desktop stuff, RAID 0, RAID 1, and RAID 5 is what you'll see if you have more than a couple disks.
Okay. Usually RAID 5 is what you're going to see in like a server, like,
yep.
You know, or if you've got like a 4, 6, 8 drive kind of desktop, like a larger RAID, that's generally where you're going to see your RAID 5s and your RAID 6s.
Okay.